I came from the other side of the fence. I dealt with hustlers, drug boys
Wait,
before
not you, Pastor
me.
V. No way.
And I knew that's not where I wanted to be. But when you love someone, you think you can love them into change. And you can't change a person unless they want to be changed.
Right.
My husband was on a respirator.
Oh.
In December, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. In March, he passed away.
What does that do to your psyche? I mean, have you even considered legacy?
I felt robbed.
Mm.
I felt angry.
Do you think that you've suppressed your anger towards God? It's sin to be angry with God. You mean to tell me, God, that now I have to deal with this and you won't move this?
He said, you know what? I can trust you with trouble. You've proven that I could, that you wouldn't denounce who I am to you. He said, everything I promised you, I did. I had really made up in my mind that, okay, God, you can take me. If this is my light in life, if this is how I'm gonna go.
Were you giving God permission, or did you really kind of want to go? Continues. Legacy conversations. And I really believe that too often women are not thought about or included into the space. So I've been very deliberate to want a woman's voice. And I welcome my wife to be a part of this conversation. We're talking to Vanessa Hall, Pastor Vanessa Hall. Before, I just want to kind of give you a little bit of context. Her husband, some would say the great Steve Hall, and they would be right. Her husband blessed the world. He's a preaching machine and a preaching giant and a voice that could not be reckoned with. One of the things I remember and appreciate about him, he wasn't just about hooping or celebration, but Steve could build a text, build it accurately, allow you to ingest the meal and have the dessert as well. But today isn't about Steve only. Today is about a legacy that is being established, further established by his wife. I'm very happy to have Pastor Vanessa Hall join me in this conversation.
Thank you so much, Pastor, my friend, my sister. I am so honored to be your guest. I really feel like I'm somebody now that I'm in your presence.
Oh,
No, that's
Before
for
you
real.
came in, you were
Thank you.
somebody. Yeah,
Thank
glad
you
that you're
so
here.
much. Thank you.
Ladies,
Thank you.
ladies, you all are as effective and important and needed in the body of Christ.
Yes, I agree with that. We are so needed. I agree that sometimes we are looked at as trophy, arm piece, but we are so much more than that. And especially with my husband, I felt that I was not only his cheerleader, but I was his coach as well.
Mm.
I could push him to greater areas in his life that no one from the outside could do. I know his innermost, deepest secrets, his private moments, and a lot of people didn't understand that he was an introvert. He was, and then when he came, he would talk because he had to, but then when he came home, he would let his hair down more with me. And then there were times where even at home, he would not talk, but I understood his silence. I knew him. I took the time to just know everything about him, his quiet time. And even when he talked, I kind of, I didn't have to throw my hat in to see how he was. I knew him.
So I have for my life had to fight fought all my life. for being known as Jasper Williams III. You know, just that separation of Jasper's. My preaching style is nothing like Dad's.
No.
My voice is nothing like Dad's. My itinerary has never been anything like Dad's. Dad has a personality that's just huge. He's just kind of like one of a kind.
Yeah.
And I think that people would judge me based on what they saw in him, even though they knew that they should not be.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. I want to be very upfront with you
Okay.
in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
that the references to your husband, Bishop Stephen Hall, they are the references. But I want you and Vanessa
Mm-hmm.
Hall to be in the conversation, if not at the forefront of the conversation.
That's
Get it.
So I don't want you to feel like as we're talking about Bishop Steve, as we're talking about him, that we want your commentary on him.
Got it.
I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Women need to understand and see that they have and should have legacy as well. I mean, we can't even think about scripture any further than Abraham. You know, if it had not been for Sarah
Mm-hmm.
and Hagar,
Yeah.
then where would that legacy have gone? I mean, it wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
So I just want to be really, really clear, you know, about that. And I'm glad that you are having the conversation with me because I believe that you are going to bring an angle to the conversation that no man could have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's on your mind? What are you thinking?
No, I just thank you for the intentionality and providing women in ministry with dignity. So often we find ourselves really going to the pulpit defensively, you know, having to prove that we deserve to be behind that podium. And for you to begin this conversation saying, absolutely, we have a right and we're supposed to minister. We're anointed, we're gifted, we're called. So thank you. That's what I was thinking.
You know, after nothing.
Yeah, after nothing. Oh, nothing.
All that
just
nothing
this.
comes
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever feel that? Like you were showing up in a pulpit? Or even now? I mean, tell us about where you are now. Tell us what happened after your
I know. I
husband
feel like we
passed.
just jumped straight into
We
the
did.
deep end.
We did.
Yeah.
So let's
That's
go.
okay.
Can we go back if you don't mind?
Of course.
Let's go
You
back.
gonna go back anyway.
I know. And this is your podcast, but thank you for inviting
Yes.
me on.
Welcome.
And me too.
Welcome,
Thank you.
guest.
Thank you.
Thank
Where
you.
I am, baby, you are.
Oh, well,
Right.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I would love for us to go back and tell us, what would you like for us to know about your husband? Not necessarily Bishop Hall, but your husband.
Okay. Well, 27 years we were together. So what I want you to know about him is that he loved life. He loved to laugh. He was a genuine person. What you saw with him is what you got. And not just from the pulpit. He was that and more at home. So I honor the man in the pulpit, but at home, he was even greater.
Wow.
Even with our children, he didn't say one thing and live another. And so just kind, giving. He was a giver. One thing that saddened me the most during his 50th birthday. And I said to him, I said, honey, what would you like for your birthday? And it really broke my heart because he said, I don't know. I'm always the one to give. I've been taking care. He's the youngest of his siblings, but he took care of all of them. Like, and even coming into my life, he took care of my mom.
Wow.
He took her in and she stayed with us. And so he was just a giver. And so it broke my heart that a man that would always give, not even just think about himself, like, what do you want? This is big. It's a milestone. And he said, I don't know. And so at that time, I started not making him or just considering him in everything, because after that, he only lived 4 years.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I was intentional about asking him what it is that you want, or what would you like to eat today? Because it was always, what do you want? What do the kids want? You know, what do we got to do for the church? But it was never about him. So that's the kind of man he was.
How long was it before he was given whatever medical state it was until his death? What was that time frame?
So it was 3 months.
3 months.
In December, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And they told him at that time, 5 years he could live with pancreatic. And I'll go one even further. My mom died of pancreatic cancer. So I knew how that disease, you know, was or is. So I thought 5 years, okay, well, we got 5 years. We're going to make the best of 5 years. That was in December. In March, he passed away.
Oh my gosh.
And I almost hate this. Yeah, I won't say it, but I just felt like the hospitals thought it was cheaper for him to pass away than to treat his symptoms or to treat the sickness, because that was at the time during the pandemic. And my husband was on a respirator. And they were trying to get
a bed.
Oh my goodness.
Is that not some shul bit?
He never got treated with chemo or radiation. And a lot of, So
where does that find? I mean, where did you find yourself? You know, first of all, you're talking about you're divvying up 5 years. COVID hits.
Yes.
I'd imagine that is did a number on you, him, the ministry, as it did all of us, to a sudden hospitalization where 3 months later you're at a funeral. What does that do to you? And how is it that as you sit here, as elegant and as stately of a woman as you are,
Thank you.
Now you're there every Sunday. Now you are calling the shots. Now you're not covered. What does that do to your psyche? I mean, have you even considered legacy, whether it was his or not? I mean, can you bring us into that world?
Yeah, how I felt robbed. I felt angry. His passing in March, and we did his funeral, his service on my birthday. He passed March 2nd. My birthday was March 9th. And they said, don't do it. But when I look back, if I had not had his service on March 9th, which was my birthday, the next week, the city shut down.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
So he had the largest homegoing service.
Oh, we were there. It was huge.
And then after that, the city shut down.
Wow.
So much so to one of his other friends contracted COVID and died 2 weeks later after that. And they said it was from the service.
Super spreader event.
So I was devastated. Even though we talked about him going home or the things that he wanted, one of the things he said to me long before he got sick, he says, honey, will you make me a promise? Long before he got diagnosed, would you promise me that you would keep my legacy alive?
Oh.
Are you serious?
About a year before. And I'm saying, yeah, but you're not going nowhere. He says, will you keep it alive? And I said, yes. So, I'm brushing him off because we don't want to talk about that. And so he knew what I was doing. I was really shunning him away from that. And so when he was talking legacy, I said, yes. He said, but no, will you keep it? I said, I will. He said, will you keep the church going?
Oh.
And I said, yes. I'm co-pastor at this time, but I'm thinking, you're at the prime of your life. You're swimming 20 laps a day. You were in top shape of your life. So I'm not. So I said, yeah, just to get him to hush.
Right.
And I said, yes, honey, I will. And so at that point, we go back to eating. So I was angry. Was I ever angry with God? I can be honest with you to tell you, no, I wasn't. I've never experienced this before because I had never been married. Being married to my husband, losing him. My son, Anthony, and so our family, we're a blended family. My husband had a son when I married him, and I had a son out of wedlock. Well, his biological father was killed when I was 3.5 months pregnant with Anthony. Mm-hmm. Death was not uncommon. 2 years before that, I lost a fiance.
Oh, wow.
That was murdered. But to lose Stephen Hall was not anything in comparison to my past. This was a man that I literally gave my whole life to for 27 years, who loved me unconditionally. He never judged me for my past because we all have one.
Yes, ma'am.
What you don't know, and that I came from the other side of the fence, as I would call it. I dealt with hustlers, drug boys. Before
Wait, not you, Pastor
me.
V. No way.
Me.
Okay.
I mean, dope boys want pretty ladies.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
And believe it or not, they wanted saved girls. I've been saved a long time. And they would say, you would keep the hanks off of me.
Yeah.
Take this to church and put this in the offering plate because, you can go there, but we're not. And if you put this in, you'll keep God on our side. They believed in God. They just wouldn't go to church. And I've loved God with, my whole life. My mom and father brought us up into the church. And I knew that's not where I wanted to be. But when you love someone, you think you can love them into change.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't change a person unless they want to be changed.
Right.
And so when I met Steve, he never judged me for my past. It didn't matter what I came out of. And that's why I loved him for that. He was different from anybody that I ever dealt with. He loved God. And so to lose him, and his biggest dream or his promise to me, all I had to do was wake up in the morning and he would take it from there.
Ooh.
Literally. And he did. Not that I was not his helpmeet. I helped in everything. I was there. I built ministry together. We raised children together and our families. And so he was there. And so, yeah, I was upset. I wasn't angry with God. I was just trying to bring some sense to it. But I remember the promises that I made him, and not just to him, but to God, that I would never charge him foolishly for him taking Steve away from me.
So much there.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out if I want to
go in wherever you want to go.
Okay. So I know I want to double back to where you found yourself being catapulted into so quickly.
Okay.
What that felt like, pressure, whatever. But this is kind of flirting with me. Do you think that you have suppressed your anger towards God? And let me just say this.
Okay.
I feel that because of our Christianity, and particularly being raised in some kind of structured denomination, that it's sin to be angry with God. And I think the more therapy I've done, the more therapy that I was a part of regarding the deep, buried, kicked in the back, over in the corner, tear the sheetrock out, re-put the carpet, anger that I had for God.
Mm-hmm.
The more therapy I did got me closer to pulling that out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, truth be told, I was angry.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when mom and dad divorced, and I would pray, God, put my parents back together. And that was never a discussion. I mean, the kids, me and Joe, there was never any fight. Who gonna do this? I remember I asked Dad one time, I'm gonna say it just like Dad did. Dad, why is it, this is when I got older, why is it we never had to go to court? Because I wasn't gonna let no goddamn law judge tell me how much I can do for my children.
That part. That part.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Anybody knows him, no, I'm not
Yeah.
freaked out.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was angry at God that he never brought my parents back together
Yeah.
as a child.
Yeah.
And even as an adult, as we have, walked through marriage for the length of time that we have been, God, why?
Yeah.
Why is it that I've lived right? I've served my family well. I've consecrated myself unto you. I've loved people. You mean to tell me, God, that now I have to deal with this
Mm-hmm.
and you won't move this?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? I mean, like, that's the therapy gave me permission that it was okay to be angry with God
Yeah.
if I really were angry.
Angry. Yeah.
Mm.
So do you believe that there's something that's tucked away, that smile?
Okay, so this is so serious. I am not. And the reason is maybe
respect that.
because of my past experiences. So I told you that Anthony's biological father was killed when I was 3.5 months carrying him. So what the listeners don't know is Anthony was born with spina bifida.
Ah.
So I had his father was killed. I had a kid that was born with a birth defect. I was angry with God.
Mm.
Again, that I was angry then.
Mhm.
I understand. I see it.
I'm saying I've never wronged anybody. I dated a few people, but I never wronged anybody. I never robbed. Why do I have a kid
Mm. Mhm.
that is born with a birth defect?
Yes.
So at this point, I'm angry.
Yeah.
So much so that they told me at 3.5 months that my son would be born with this birth defect. I was going to a board. I was going to have an abortion. I was 25 in my prime, living my best life.
Real talk.
And I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Mm.
But then my mom, who's saved, sanctified,
Come
say,
on.
you cannot do that.
Mm.
I'm like, well, I don't know what happened to this man. I don't know who's going to be looking for me. I don't want to I want to do this. So I'm in the storefront Pentecostal church, take everything to the Lord in prayer, leave it at the altar.
Right.
But my son now often say, well, what happened when you take it to the Lord in prayer and you leave it at the altar, then it get up and walk away with you?
I love it.
So I start at that point seeking counseling at that point. So God said to me, I only give special need children to special parents. That was the only way that I could, in my heart, accept what was happening to me at that time. So,
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
no, you was about to ask
No,
him.
you said it's so. I want to hear what comes after this so.
So I start feeling like when God put it that way to me, not a therapist, he said that to me. Then I start accepting what he allowed to happen.
Mm.
And every day got a little better. I mean, then there were times after having him, all the things that I had to do to maintain. I'm a single mom with a special need kid. Even when I tried to get on welfare or get food stamps, that wasn't who I was, but I needed it at the time. It was only one time that I got food stamps because I wasn't satisfied. I had to go get a job. I had to end up paying that money back. And I'm like, to God, you're so unfair. But then I had my mother, our village, to help me. But I say that all to say, yes, there were times in my life I was downright angry with him. But when it came to Steve, I wasn't. It's like I learned how to accept what he allowed. But then even through all of my baggage, Steve was a counselor for me. He got a degree in Christian clinical counseling. But before then, he was so passionate about me being okay. And he took the time with me, all the abuse and stuff that I went through, abusive relationships, physical abuse that I allowed myself because I felt like I could love a person into change. And what I found out in these 61 years, you cannot change a person that don't want to be changed.
That's right.
They got to want it.
Right.
So he was there for me with all of my craziness. And I was.
So I was going to say, at least what I heard
Okay.
was that you've been conditioned not to be mad at God because you've already been, that you've gotten over it. Which really makes me check my heart. I think a bit earlier when I was doubling back and applying pressure, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Because I see something else, another application that somebody else needs to hear. To relive some of those moments that did make me angry with God. It's a reminder to me that first, God can handle it.
Sure.
And maybe I'm talking to somebody that's there and you don't want to admit that you're angry with God, but you really are. Maybe your story isn't like Pastor V's is, that she got angry with God and realized what that was like early on in life. But maybe you're kind of like me and like I have been trying to figure out, first, can God handle that I'm angry? Or is it okay to be angry with God? And he already knows anyway.
Yes.
That was one of those things it was just become my truth that he already knows. So why would I say, God, I'm not angry? And he really does know that I am angry. But part of that anger is forgiveness. And when the forgiveness is offered genuinely, that's where joy can begin to flow. Were you going to add something? I feel you. I hear you thinking.
I am thinking, but I want to make sure you're done with that point because I want to go to another part of the story.
No, I'm done.
Okay.
But with that point.
Okay.
But
okay.
After your story.
Perfect. Okay, so now 5 years turns into 3 months. Did you know at the 3-month mark, he's not feeling his best? You've been through pancreatic cancer and what that looks like.
Yeah.
It's not looking the same. How are you juggling? I just think I would be in a ball in the bed. How are you still juggling? You still are a wife. You still have a church to take care of. You're still a mom. You still have all of these roles to make. Talk to us about those 3 months.
They were very hard. To see him go from almost 300 pounds to losing over 100 pounds in a month.
In a month.
And no one told me that I need to cover up mirrors in the house. So he went to the bathroom one day. He said, you don't know what it's like to not know who you are when you see yourself. Because literally he was really thin. He was losing weight because he couldn't eat.
Was he still preaching?
No. He wouldn't even go back to the church because he said, I don't want them to remember me like this. Because he was right about 190, 80 pounds. He was real big guy.
Right.
So to see him like just fading away. And he would ask me questions like this: do you think I would ever sing again? Because, he's had two of the
Drakes.
What is the things, the life support?
Yes, intubation.
Yes.
He's been intubated.
So he had been there before, and they took it out, and so it kind of ruined his vocals a little bit. So you can do whatever you want to. My job was to continue to encourage him to say, we're going to beat this. And I do believe it. I believed until the day he took his last breath that he was going to pull out of it, because I've been taught faith.
Right.
And so I was to see my children go through it, and I would lay, we brought him home and I moved our bed downstairs. I was there every night in that bed with him. I would not leave his side. He tapped me, wouldn't say much at the end, tap. I said, are you ready to go to the hospital? And he says, yes. Somehow I knew at that point he was tired. And he said to me, I no longer want to live like this. God honors your will, not mine.
Yes.
My will is that I'm going to be here to take care of you the rest of your life. No matter how long it would have taken, I would have. And he knew that. He said, but I don't want to live like this. And at that point, it was no longer my will. And I said to God, let your will be done. And he allowed that. You asked me a question earlier, and God showed me later. And I'm like, God, why do you allow all this to happen to me? I've endured a lot. I brought on myself. I made choices. Why did you allow this to happen to me now? Strangely enough, I know people always say they hear from God, whatever. I really do. He said, you know what, Van, it's not Vanessa or Pastor, I can trust you with trouble. You've proven that I could, that you wouldn't denounce who I am to you. When your fiance died, first one, killed executional style, that I found him in his house.
Oh my gosh.
My mother and my best friend. I ran to God even in that. Anthony, Father. I was mad at that point because now it affects me, my seed. And then when it came to Steve, that broke, literally, he ripped me apart, because I'm like, man, I'm living right. You told me if I turned that life loose and come to you, I would have it greater. He said, everything I promised you, I did. I had it greater with Steve than I ever had in the street. Then I had a man that loved me. So God said, I can trust you with trouble. So at this point, I said, I've always, and then I had to get counseling. I want to be honest about that.
That's good.
When Steve died, I had to get it. Again, we was in a pandemic. We never had experienced that before. And then no one was at home with me. Anthony, I think, was away at that time. I'm in the house, and then I contract COVID after that.
No. Oh, I didn't know that.
And I had really made up in my mind that, okay, God, you can take me. If this is my light in life, if this is how I'm going to go.
Well, you giving God permission, or did you really kind of want to go?
Kind of wanted to.
Yeah, that's fair.
You wanted to see your husband again?
That. And it's like, I got tired of fighting.
Yes.
My mother, to see her. My father, who died 6 months later after my mom. then my grandmother. And it was like, and then I started thinking, these people are not going to receive me because they wanted Steve.
Mm.
So I said, I'm good. But then I had a best friend who said, I don't care nothing about COVID. I'm going to come over there. You can get your ass out of that bed.
Thank you, friend.
And I said, okay, I'm going to get up. I mean, I couldn't walk from here to here because of COVID. And I told God, he said to me, how selfish of you to want to leave because Steve is gone. You got work to do. Steve did his work. And I hid behind him for those years because of who he was to me. All I had to do was get up. My job was to take care of the house, the children, and take care of him. And so God said, you selfish. You got to do what I've called you to do. And so I girded up my loins, and then I had my family, my children, my grandchildren. Say how selfish you just want to give up. And I haven't been even touched the surface at that time. 5 years ago, I lived in his shadows. But I had a mandate on my life long before Steve.
Oh my God. Yes.
Long before him. And so, whew, I'm sorry.
What? You're blessing me, us, those that will see this podcast. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for choosing to live.
I'm happy I'm here.
We're happy you're here.
Thank you.
You're necessary.
Thank you.
Ooh. So you get through COVID. You have a wonderful best friend that says, live, 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 live.
Yes.
Now you are catapulted into the role of senior leadership.
Yeah.
And you alluded to it just a second ago. Will I be accepted? Will they love me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do I do? Oh, the strength you have. How did you manage? Oh, thank you, Jesus. Tell us about the first Sunday you got up to preach.
Oh, wow.
Now we're back to what I said I wanted to come back to. How that catapult.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I took time off to get with God, to gather my thoughts. I didn't go in right away because we had good help.
Okay.
With two assistants, Tiger, my nephew, and Reginald House. They kept it going, and I needed time to catch my breath.
Yes.
When you get a punch, you get punched in your stomach like that. They gave me a chance to catch my breath. And so people often ask me, did you do this because of him? No, I know that God called me to do this. Not because he asked me, because I knew that this was a calling on my life to pastor the Rhema Church. Really, I knew that. But I also knew that I could not walk in Steve Hall's shoes. So for the first Sunday, I'm trying to find myself. Not that I've never preached before, but just trying to. And again, we were preaching in a camera.
Oh, wait a minute.
During the pandemic, there was no people.
I forgot that.
I did too.
Major fact.
So not only are you, Lord, he trusts you with trouble.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So
it's you and the camera.
me and the camera. And I was doing it from home, and then we start going to the church, and then I get COVID again when I go to the church. So I used to hear my husband say this. I learned how to preach to trees and they didn't say amen either. So I'm preaching to a camera.
Right.
And they wasn't saying amen. So I had to encourage myself. I had to study. I really did. But when I got back to church, it was good. The people loved me. And I thought that now some did leave because they were called to Steve.
Sure.
But then there are others who stayed because they loved me and I loved them. And I really don't believe it was out of sympathy. I believe they saw the God in me, that knowing that I could do to serve God to my best ability. So yeah, it was hard. And I would hear stuff like, you can't fill his shoes, or you're not him. No, I'm the best Vanessa that I can be.
Absolutely.
I don't even try. I wish, like you would say, I heard you say this in one of the, you was ministering at Propel one year, and how you would say you would love to close, and your daddy would walk up behind you and say, honey, if you put this on,
Pull it, down.
pull it, Doc.
Yeah.
Pull it. Say,
Boy, that thing blessed me so much. And I remember Steve would say stuff like that to me, honey, if you learn how to pull it, it add more zeros to your check, but that's not who I am.
Oh, that's so good.
It's not who I am, but I want to do it. I promise you. I try sometime.
You do, Pastor?
Yeah, I do. I try. I exalt really well, but I can't get the close at the end, but at the top I can exalt real good. But it's the ending.
Sure.
The gravy
I
part.
sure understand it.
Huh? You understand that?
I sure understand it. But I think like my wife has mastered being herself.
She's good.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I heard her get it one time.
She got it one time.
She got it one time. I think it scared her.
I'm like, wait, it come from Jesus?
More gravy, please. More gravy. Give us more gravy.
And wait, growing up Pentecostal, women should know how to close, right?
Mhm, we
so
should,
not
but-
only are you having to be in the shadow of your
preaching style.
yes, the
Yeah.
preaching style of your husband,
Without a doubt,
but
doily.
also did you wear a doily? Did you wear that?
And coming up and
You
seeing-
did. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I
you
did.
knew it.
I really
You
did.
could see it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I hated it. I said, they kept us with no makeup. I was 16 when I got my first pair of my earrings in my ear.
What?
Oh yeah. I hated my mom for that. And when I came out, I kept coming. That's why I went to the other side.
You had a reason. What were you going to say?
Well, no, so going back. So your first sermon, wow, is no one to a camera in your home.
Mm-hmm.
When did you feel like you
Her
found
first sermon
after her husband passed?
Yeah.
Yes. How did you find your rhythm? When did you know this is me and I like me and I'm accepted?
To be honest, maybe a year ago.
Oh.
I was still finding myself. So much so till I stopped looking at YouTube, looking at how the women would do it, or how I'm more comfortable in my skin right now than I've ever been.
I love that.
And it's because I like me. I was trying to find what I like, because it was like coming to America when Steve was here. Whatever Steve liked, I like.
Oh.
He said, honey, what you want? I said, whatever you want.
Bark like a dog.
Woof, woof.
Right.
I did it. Ha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be all that he wanted me to be and not lose myself.
Mm.
And for the most part, I lost myself in him. So finding what I like. Now I enjoy eating alone. Before I didn't know what that felt like. I always liked shopping, but he was my shopping buddy. He was my best friend. We did out of the 24 hours a day, we were together 22, I know.
Mm.
Outside of him going to the restroom, maybe going to wash the car. We did ministry together. We did life together. So all of this was just my reinventing who I am, being intentional about what I like. My husband hated braids. He said braids are for lazy women, but I love them. So I would go and get them because that's what I like.
Yes.
I didn't think they were for lazy women, just women. We're busy. We're on the go.
There you go.
So I like braids. So I'm finding things that I like to do. What I like.
Okay. So then that pushes me to the question of
I'm waiting.
you what?
I'm waiting.
So he's asked you, Vanessa, will you keep my legacy alive?
Yes.
I see you doing that.
Yes.
Hall of Wisdom.
Yes.
You know, those, I think the most recent one I saw was, I'm pulling out a VHS of my husband, you know, that you're reaching back and getting stuff that nobody else has seen likely,
Yeah.
but you're keeping his legacy alive. You're keeping the church alive.
Yeah.
As a part of that continuation of legacy. So now we've gotten you enjoying, able to eat a meal by yourself.
Yeah.
What will Vanessa's legacy be? And how are you working to establish that?
My legacy would be wisdom. I want to leave wisdom in a person being themselves. I can no longer hide where I came from. I mean, even behind all the makeup and the hair, there's a story. I love hard. My legacy would be that I love real hard. I do. Not being judgmental of others. I love everyone, no matter who you are. So my legacy would be that I'm passionate about what I do, that I don't give up easily. I keep going, and then take the time to breathe, to get the counseling that I need to empower myself. So to empower others, even when it hurts you sometimes. So that's one of the legacies I would love to leave behind.
All right. So in our last moment or so,
Okay.
Well, anything else you want to say?
Well, probably a million things. Your story is so necessary. And not just the pretty part, not just the part of pastoring and the elegant woman you are, but to hear a snippet of your story. There are so many young ladies, older ladies that need that need to know. Look what you can become.
Yeah.
And so thank you for sharing some of that with us.
Thank you.
It really means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
So try this one on for size. And if you don't like it, my feelings aren't hurt. So you have Hall of Wisdom.
Yes.
For Steve.
Yes.
What about a van of wisdom?
Van of wisdom. I get it. Like okay.
Didn't you tell me they call you that?
Yeah.
Think about it, pray about it.
Okay.
You know, don't get the trademark.
But I do have that may be good. Van wisdom. That's good.
Van of wisdom.
Van of wisdom. I think that would be great.
My Cash App is.
You know what? I'm gonna look out for you. I promise you, I will.
Maybe I'll be honored. I'll be honored to be on your podcast.
I'm gonna have you for real. I do have a podcast coming out soon.
Tell us about it.
And it's called The Widow's Seat. Unless you've sat in my seat, you will never understand.
Never.
And our stories are different, and so I cannot wait to present that to the world. I've lived it, and everybody's story is different, and how we get there is. I've learned this through counseling. When a person transition or the husband or wife have gone on, never say, "I understand where you are," because everybody's story is right. And so I'm going to tell the story from my seat, and then the person can tell it from theirs.
I love that.
So
I see, and I would encourage people to even look at being deliberate about establishing your legacy. because
good.
not only what you're made for, and God wouldn't let you give up, and you had the resilience to and the ear to listen and to keep going while preaching to a camera, and you've just buried your husband and all of those kinds of things. But even the widow's seat, you know, that is legacy. If you ask me, that is you establishing something that Steve could never do. You know, and for me, legacy is that thing that we leave in the earth realm that doesn't get taken away.
Wow.
So we've instilled morals into our children, both Jordan and Quad, 25 and 21. We've had the chance to program their computers. They can never unprogram it. Now they might, according to the Bible, go up, but they always gonna come back.
So true.
Legacy is a church that was started, 20 years ago in Gwinnett City when there were not many Black churches.
Absolutely.
Very few. I mean, those are the kinds of our spiritual children. My voice as it's being spoken into the mental health, that's me. That's my deposit of legacy.
Absolutely.
And I also see, that there are varied colors, even yet in yours. And I can't wait to see more. You are an elegant woman. You're a beautiful woman. You're more beautiful on the inside than you are on the outside. You wear your story well, and you speak of it intimately and without any kind of shame. Thank you for your time and for accepting our invitation to have this legacy conversation. Thank you, Vanessa Hall.
Thank you so much. I love you both.
We love
Thank you.